Peggy 18.
Chérie, t'as oublié tes clés. Chérie, reviens. Oh, bien joué.
Donc ici, on a ce qu'on appelle les environment artists. Ce sont les artistes qui vont créer en fait tous les décors. Donc un niveau, une chambre, un espace, ça commence par des murs tout simplement. Et ensuite, nos artistes en fait vont complètement créer les textures, tout ce que vous voyez en fait.
Ce qui fait la force de Dead Space, parce que l'ambiance un peu, c'est ce qui fait la force du truc, quoi.
Voilà.
Magnifique.
Philip, nice to meet you.
So, can you show us a little bit of what you're doing here?
Yes. I'm going to multitask. I'm going to launch this while we talk. So I'm an environment artist on Dead Space 3. My job pretty much includes building the worlds that you're walking around in. So any of the environments you interact with, some of the small detail props, things of that nature are on my plate to handle. This is one of the scenes that I built. And for scale's sake, there's a little Isaac. Yeah, so it looks small until you put a player in. This constitutes a small portion
of a map.
Yeah.
So you're just launching this map on the Xbox?
Yes.
Okay.
The way that we construct it is I made a little group of pieces. So that's it. I just prefab little pieces, and then I kind of orchestrate them into different shapes that then turn into like this tunnel used to be that tunnel. This little light thing used to be that.
Are you creating all the environment on the game, or are you like?
Well, there's many of us.
Yeah.
That's my entire role is doing that. So where we're at right now is roughly right here.
Okay.
So you'll see the tent and the column.
How do you choose how you're going to create a map?
It's kind of laid out already by the level designers.
Okay.
They give us kind of a really rough pathway of where they want things to go. And the art director tells me, I want it to be a cave, I want you to do this, that. From there, I get some paintings, and I'm just off and running. It's kind of on me how it's constructed. But the final product, they kind of already know in their head what they want. I just have to give it to them.
Okay.
And even after I do my pass, like all this little stuff on the ground, like shoes and snows and axe picks, like that's another artist that comes behind me and kind of puts in these little story elements of like people frozen on the ground. So it's not just like a one-shot deal, like I'll do a pass and somebody else will do a pass, and kind of as a team we'll get there.
It's a teamwork.
Yeah, exactly.
You said it's easy for you, but
it looks like a lot of buttons and a lot of things, but really it's pretty straightforward. This is the inside render of this.
So where are you walking actually?
Yeah,
okay.
So you're in somewhere around in here, like traversing this curved hallway.
Sure.
And it's the same deal, like it's all just geometry and little dirt. Outside the window is vistas.
Oh wow.
A lot about the horror and thrills in Dead Space come from the fact that you can see that something happened where you're going. Something happened before, and the environment tell you the story. You see personal, journals and logs that you can find in the world and pick up traces of blood. The environment truly tells a story to the player as to what happened before and what you're going into at that point.
Commanding officer at Way Station Romeo. They began reacting to bright lights, retreating to the dark corners. They were my friends and colleagues not so long ago.
Maintenant, on va voir les level designers. Donc ça, ce sont les designers qui vont vraiment construire les chapitres du jeu, les niveaux du jeu. On répartit ici nos level designers donc, par chapitre, de manière assez naturelle. Donc je vais vous présenter Seth, qui est un de nos level designers ici. Hi Seth.
Hi.
Hey, meet our friends.
Hey, man.
Benoit here.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Benoit. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
I was just gonna kind of go through one of the combat setups that we had in our E3 demo. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw the trailer that we put out, because we did the full 17-minute walkthrough.
I've played the E3 demo.
The E3 demo, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a time where you come into one of our first human cover fights.
Yeah.
So you come in and the guy throws a grenade at you and stuff like that. And to set all that up, we'll get the environment art, which is kind of like all the terrain area in here. And then as a designer, we kind of come in and we'll place things like these cover boxes here that Isaac can hide behind. Then we have these guys, which are our human NPCs that will go in, and we've marked out where they can take cover, how they can move, like if they want to, roll from this cover thing to that cover thing, they know that that's a safe place to be. And then we'll include general things like you enter and here's a trigger that kind of starts them out, right? And as you sort of go through them, we'll have scripting in here that's like all like, here's a guy, here's where he spawns, and when you kill enough of them, then the other guys will kind of come and reinforce, etc.
So actually, if we have a monster coming behind a wall and scares us, it's because of you.
Yes, in a lot of ways.
That's great.
I actually can show you, so this is more of an action setup with a lot of guys.
Yeah.
So another thing that we had in our Gamescom demo, which is a little more focused on the traditional kind of necromorph horror stuff.
Yeah.
We have these kind of new cocoon necromorphs.
Oh yeah.
That are all kind of up in there, and they're part of that. And just sort of how we set these things up, we adjust how far away they'll activate. If I shoot, they'll hear me and activate. But just so the player's aware, there's a lot of things we do to kind of set up how he'll drop down, right? So we'll put in the lights here to highlight him. And you also notice that as we come in here, the camera sinks down so that my line of sight is more set up onto that particular necromorph. So when he drops down, we'll kind of have like the gag of him, unwrapping and jumping down. That will be more framed on the camera. Whenever we're doing horror stuff, we very closely control the camera and kind of the lighting and the pacing for those moments. The big action things are a little more freeform, so you saw there's lots of boxes and choices that the AI can have. So we try to have a mix of both of those throughout Dead Space.
That's amazing. Thanks a lot, man. Good luck for the end of the game. Thank you. Magnifique.
Donc, on a eu
ouais, je le disais, c'est vraiment l'enfoiré qui nous fait peur quand il y a un monstre qui nous arrive dessus. D'accord. Ouais.
Tout à fait, ouais. Les designers, c'est ceux qui vont décider en fait comment l'expérience va se dérouler seconde après seconde dans le jeu.
In gameplay, one of the things we're really proud of in this game that we worked on that's totally new is this thing called the weapon bench. I don't know how much of this you've seen, but I can show you a little demo of how it works. So start with new. Let's start with this guy. It's a heavy scaff frame. And now it's asking you what your primary tool would be. So we're saying that, let's say we want to give it, I don't know, would you want a ripcore, plasma core?
Oh, I'll go for the plasma core.
Okay, good choice. So now we've got a basic plasma weapon, right?
Yeah.
And so it takes us to this radial menu, which makes it very easy to upgrade every part now. So let's say we started with the upper tool tip. The upper tool tip right now, the basic one it comes with is this guy, which basically gives it's a wide range shot. Yep. And then you can create new ones. So you go in here and you've got a few different ones. So again, you won't have this many at the beginning of the game. This is
It's just like if you've just finished the game.
Correct. You've got all of them in here. So now we need to put a lower tool, which is like if you wanted the gun to have two engines, basically.
Yeah, a secondary fire.
Correct. Have you seen what the Tesla gun does?
No.
No? Well, that's pretty cool. That's one of my favorites.
Let's go.
So let's go do that. So the Tesla gun creates like an electrical beam. So there's different tips you can add to that. You've got different types of fires. I personally like this one.
Okay, that's good.
Right. So we'll build it, right? So done.
Nice.
We're ready. He's building it. Would you like to try a new gun?
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, nice.
So, of course, you never see your character in this mode, but if you were playing co-op, you would see your co-op partner firing that way for sure.
And let me test the secondary one.
There you go.
Oh, nice. How many guns can you create?
If you count the number of components alone, that's like in the hundreds in terms of combination, and then you add the fact that we have attachments that make the gun even more specialized. Let's say you can make it, you can adjust the rate of fire, you can make the bullets burst into flames. There's so many things you can add to it that
we're talking about more than hundreds of guns.
Correct.
tout cas, Yara, merci beaucoup. Hein. On a vu énormément de choses, rencontré les développeurs, j'ai trouvé incroyable. Je sais pas ce que tu en as pensé, Quentin.
C'est excellent, tout simplement excellent.
Bah, je suis ravie que vous ayez apprécié la visite. Comme je disais, c'est vraiment une exclusivité pour vous. Donc j'espère que tout le monde pourra vraiment apprécier comme vous l'avez apprécié vous-même.
Ouais, je pense.
Et peut-être que je vous reverrai à la sortie en France.
Encore merci de nous avoir accueillis.
Merci Benoît, merci Quentin. Allez, à bientôt, ciao. Merci.
Bon, j'ai entendu dire qu'il y avait quelques copies du jeu qui traînaient par là, alors je te propose de... Je t'avais dit tu l'avais, pourquoi tu l'as pas pris?
Il allait me voir,
Non mais on l'avait presque dans les mains.
Non, je l'avais pas.
Bon écoute, suis-moi, je connais peut-être un endroit où on peut y jouer.
T'es sûr?
Ouais.
Déjà ça tue quoi.
Déjà ça tue, voilà. Est-ce que ce serait pas ce que notre ami
Si.
level designer nous a montré juste avant? On va rentrer dans une grotte là, si je dis pas de bêtises. Hein.
Oui.
Alors attends, notre ami développeur qui est pas très loin nous a dit que même en normal, il y avait beaucoup de gens qui n'arrivaient pas à terminer la démo.
T'es sérieux?
Oui, on va essayer de pas se planter. Oh là, oui, il se passe quoi? Pourquoi tu cries?
Je sais pas, attends.
Ah. Attention. Vise les jambes. Oh, c'est quoi ça?
Ouais, d'accord.
Oh, excellent. Ok. Tu es en train de te faire croquer.
Oui.
D'accord, tout va bien.
Aïe.
Moi aussi. Attends, je cours. C'est quoi? Je cours et...
Ah oui, non. Faut que ça recharge.
Ouais.
Ah ouais.
Near a partner to revive him. Ok, d'accord.
Ah ouais, je me fais lécher.
D'accord, j'arrive.
On s'est fait déboîter.
I think you were right.
Mais d'une puissance.
We'll try again. T'as ton arme secondaire, regarde ce que ça fait. Toi, ça fait quoi? Ah non, toi, mais fallait que tu utilises ça. Toi, t'as un lance-flamme.
Oui, d'accord, ouais, mais je
Et moi, j'ai une sorte de tronçonneuse de la mort.
D'accord.
Tu vois? Ah ouais, bah oui, bah alors du coup, oui, ça va mieux quoi. Ok, n'oublie pas de regarder derrière. Voilà. Je recharge moi aussi. N'hésite pas à courir et à t'éloigner un peu des monstres aussi. Allez, bouffe. Bien joué. Éloigne-toi un peu. Respire. Prends de la vie avec B si jamais t'en as besoin. Attends, Mais. Oh, je t'ai un peu sauvé la vie là.
Oui, un petit peu. Et il a des trucs bizarres. Hein. Attends, il faut que je recharge. Voilà, j'ai repris de la vie. Pense si tu veux reprendre de la vie au kit.
Franchement, on en prend plein les yeux là.
Ouais, et c'est pas fini, regardez ce qui vous attend dans le prochain épisode.
Whoa, hey, what are you guys doing?
Oh, we're just two YouTubers. We're looking for some information about Dead Space 3.
I'm the art director of Dead Space 3.
I am the story producer for the Dead Space franchise. So I've been doing the story for Dead Space since all the way back on Dead Space 1.